opportunities that people are not exploring, right? LinkedIn is that professional platform where, I mean, as students, many of us, especially in Nigeria, we have this challenge of mentorship. I'll give an example. Let's assume that you're in medical school, like you're in medical school, and you want to maybe do something around, let's say you want to do something around health policy, right? Now, if you're in school, you, depending on the school that you're in, though, but I mean, you might not exactly quickly find somebody that is doing that as a major, like health policy as a major, right? I mean, just check, go on LinkedIn, you're going to find a lot of people doing like health policy and all that kind of stuff on LinkedIn. You could easily connect with them. You could send them what's it called? A friend of mine was sharing, and this is why I feel like this is why I just want to emphasize more on this. So a friend of mine was sharing with me in was that late last year? She was telling me that one of the things that helped her was she she was on LinkedIn, and then she just saw somebody's profile, and then she was like, wow, this person is doing what I would love to do, right? That my friend has always wanted to do neurology. She's very interested in neuro stuff, right? So I don't know if she wants to specialize in neurology or neurosurgery, but I mean, she likes neuro stuff. Now she saw this person, right? And then she was like, wow, this person is practically living my dreams. And what did she do? When she saw that, she just reached out to this person. And I think for like 4 months, she didn't get a response. So after 4 months, she now decided to follow up, right? She followed up, and then interestingly, she got a response, right? And then, she was so excited. Like, she was so excited because part of the things that she, mentioned to this person was that, oh, she would like to like help, like if there's anything that she could help with, if it was working on any project that she could be a part of, she'll be willing to help. She could do this, she could do this, she could do that. She just said some of the things that she could do. And then you responded, and then the conversation went from there, and then you started talking about, oh, like what's your what's the fastest way to get across to you? So that my friend was asking him. And then is it your mail? Is it your WhatsApp? I mean, somebody that sent a message for 4 months and then she didn't get a response. So and then this man just sent his WhatsApp, email, just sent everything. And from that period, guys, like from that period, many things changed for that, my friend. Like many things changed for her in terms of career, right? In terms of career. For me too, as a person, I've I've been privileged to meet some people that I honestly, if I mean, I just really thank God for social media, because sometimes when I just think about it, that if there was no social media, there was no LinkedIn, how would I have met these people, right? And you see how, and one thing I always emphasize is that when you're trying to grow, especially in your career, you can be making a lot of effort, but it's possible that you're making efforts in the wrong direction. Because it's even possible that you don't even have enough clarity for the journey yet, which is very normal, right? Which is very normal. So you when you have people around you who could answer your questions, who could just like help you connect the dots, who could provide mentorship for you. I've met people on LinkedIn before, and then like these people, they just like do an introduction via mail. Oh, high praise. Like they just like, and you're just wondering that, like, what's happening? You're just able to connect with people that you normally would not have been able to connect with on a normal day, right? You get that opportunity, that mentorship opportunity. You get that opportunity to also see what people are doing. Sometimes what I do, in fact, not sometimes, many times, what I do is, okay, I look at my career trajectory, okay, what I want to do in the future. And then I begin to look at people who are living my dreams, right? And I begin to look at, okay, what were the things or what are the things that they did like 5, 10 years ago? Then I begin to see if I can also jump on those things. What are the opportunities that they apply for? What are the opportunities that they got into? So I begin to like, okay, I check out the opportunity, I look at the requisites, and then I begin to try to build and prepare myself for such opportunities, right? So that's it, right? So you get an opportunity as well. You can also get jobs on LinkedIn. I mean, a lot of jobs that they post and all that. And there's something I always emphasize, right? I've realized that, to be honest, there are more opportunities in people than any platform. Trust me, it might sound unbelievable and all of that, but that's what I've come to realize. there are more because I mean, comes to think about it, even the people, even the opportunities that are being shared on platforms, there are people behind those opportunities, right? And what I've just come to find is that many things now, many opportunities now, like what works the best or what works the most is recommendations. So you want to really, really get intentional about LinkedIn. So I just wanted to like give that background to see why, I understand that a lot of people, I mean, young people, many times they feel like, oh, LinkedIn is a depression platform. Some people say it's a depression platform. I mean, you're just depressed, you are just this. I mean, you just look it back and all of that. When I joined LinkedIn as well, everything was just very like strange because I didn't even have like anything to put on my LinkedIn. I think I just put student, I just put volunteer, those like random things, right? I just put all of those things, and I understand really, right? When you put all of those things and then you check somebody's profile, somebody who's your maybe like age mate or somebody you're even older than, or somebody who is, your classmate sometimes, right? I mean, you check some of your classmates profile and you're like, hey, I wish you were in the same class like this, right? And then you see what they've done, and you are just like you're just like wowed. And some people get wowed, some people get pushed out of the platform because of that. I feel like, wow, this is a lot of pressure. This is a lot of, some people say like depression and all that. But I just think that, to be honest, everybody started somewhere. And that mindset is very important to have when you're joining LinkedIn. Like everybody started from like very randomly, like everybody started as a novice. Nobody knew anything. Nobody had any experience like that. Right. So that was me when I started. I didn't really have anything per se. Right. But what I did was that, in fact, it opened my mind because I saw that, okay, I actually need to start building my experience. I need to start building my leadership and volunteering skills. Right. So that's what LinkedIn helps you to do. It helps you to see possibilities. It helps you to connect with people that you normally would never have connected with. Now, the other time when she was reading my profile, right, she said that, I also like, there's this magazine, the Exemplars magazine that I worked on last year, and I mean, I think you could check it out. I could share with maybe the team leads of maybe one of the team leads after now. Right? I think you could check it out, and I think it's very helpful because I think that the conversations are very, not because I worked on it, but I think that even for me, like I've been tremendously blessed by those conversations. It's like in an interview format, right? So I interview people like Tunde Onokoya, people like Damola Johnson. These are some people that are doing fantastic stuff, their career and all of that. Blessing our bank, people like Cynthia Mene, who works with the World Bank, people like that. Trust me, there's a lot of wisdom stuffed in that material, and it's not paid. Interestingly, so it's not paid, so you could check it out right after now. So maybe I'll type the link in the chat box when I'm done, so the moderator can just remind me, right? So you could just check it out. Now, why am I sharing that story? So I did the Exemplars magazine, like it was, I worked on it over a period of 1 year, and interestingly, after like release date and all of that, a lot of people started reading the magazine, started downloading, even from different countries of the world. And I think one thing I want to emphasize here is that it's not about LinkedIn, but I think it could also help, is that when you're doing anything, like do it for the global stage. Don't do something and just say, oh, we're doing this, I'm doing this for the people in my community, even though it's affecting, maybe it's just something that, maybe a problem your community are trying to solve. Ensure that the solution can be, you can put it on the global stage, and then people see that they appreciate what you're doing, right? So a lot of people started downloading. In fact, even myself, I didn't exactly see that coming. A lot of people, different countries, started downloading and all of that, and then I started getting a lot of feedback, right, because of that magazine. Now, where am I going? So recently, like 2 weeks ago, I met. I was at a conference. And then I met in Abueji. I don't know how many of us know in Abueji. So I just walked up to him, and I was trying to introduce myself and all of that. Trying to talk to him about magazine. As I was trying to talk to him about the magazine, he saw that the magazine was like with me, right? So I was just trying to talk to him. And then, like, I had not even introduced, I just said, good afternoon, Mr. Abueji. My name is what's called. And then I was just trying to talk about the magazine. And he was like, oh, yeah, I know the magazine. I mean, a friend of mine sent it to me on LinkedIn some time back. Yeah, I mean, I mean, just look at that, right? That's another benefit of being on a platform like LinkedIn. Trust me, the kind of publicity, because I mean, one thing about LinkedIn, right, is that if you post something on LinkedIn and you have very fantastic people on your platform, like a lot of people are seeing it, right? Trust me, a lot of people are seeing it, and I could not have thought that Iyaboji would have seen it. I'm serious. Like I could not have thought. And that happened like how many times? Maybe like twice. There was another person, one of the contributors as well. He came for the program, for the conference, Mr. Shewoni Bide. So, and then I was just trying to like, have a conversation with him. And it was like, people are reading your magazine, like people are, in fact, you have no idea. Somebody still messaged me last night about the magazine and all of that. Now, what am I trying to say? Normally, if I did not post that stuff on LinkedIn, if I just put it on my WhatsApp, say I just did something like that, and I just put it on my WhatsApp, all those guys would not have seen it because I don't have their contacts. Even if I had done it maybe on Instagram, they most likely would not have seen it. One thing about LinkedIn is that it gives you, I mean, honestly speaking, you can post something very random on LinkedIn now. If you have let me give you an example. So personally, at the moment, I have about 5,000 contacts on my phone, and let's assume that if you have, now this is what I'm trying to say, if you have like 5,000 contacts on your phone, on your WhatsApp, right, and then maybe on your LinkedIn you have like 5,000 followers, trust me, that 5,000 followers on LinkedIn is way better than 5,000 contacts on WhatsApp, right? Because if you post something, number one, 24 hours, everything is gone, right? And then if you post on LinkedIn, it will still be there, right? Another thing is that if you post on LinkedIn, before you know it, you see reactions. Like if you have 5,000 contacts, it might be very difficult to even get 1,000 plus views because, in fact, because of how the WhatsApp, what's it called, is now, she gets. So, but if you're on LinkedIn, before you know, you see like 2,000 reactions, 3,000 reactions, and all of that. I remember then when I posted that exemplars, what's it called? I think more than 20,000 reactions, sorry, impressions rather, right? And a lot of reactions and all that. So what am I trying to say? You can also use links as a platform of publicity for your work, right? And that's why it's important. I know that it might feel like, oh, like I was supposed to be doing a lot of practical stuff, but I also have that in mind, right? I'm just trying to provide some context and give enough background to see why we need to. I beg, like we just need to take LinkedIn very seriously, right? We just need to take LinkedIn very seriously. So, I'm going to share my what's it called now? I don't know if okay. Just let me know if you can see my screen now. Can anybody see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Awesome. Right now, let's just get right into it. So this is my profile, and let me just type view profile. Right now, the first thing is when you have a profile like this, right? You can see my screen, right? Just let me know. Yeah. So when you have a profile like this, and one of the things you want to do is that you want to be very clear about the things that you do, right? And you want to be very intentional about this because, and these things can vary, right? Because sometimes you myself, I change it. I mean, now there is 2024 Diana Award recipient and all of that. Public health research. Those are the things that currently I am more interested in. Those are the things that currently I'm very big on, right? Project management, research, public health, leadership, and all of that, right? So those are the things I'm very big on at the moment, right? So you want to be very intentional about that. Sometimes I change it from time to time based on what I am interested in. Sometimes I would just put maybe like interested in research, collaborations, and all of that. And I just put that, right? So what I'm saying is that you want to be very intentional about what you put on your bio, right? Like especially this part of your profile, so that people can be clear what exactly you do. When people send connection requests, or when you send connection requests to people, there's some things that people just like check out and all of that. So people, they want to check your headshot, like your profile picture, and that's one of the things I want to mention. If you're on LinkedIn, as much as possible, just get a headshot. Like just do it. It's just once. Like I mean, you could change it later, but just get one. It saves you a lot of stress. It just saves you a lot of stress. Don't use iPhone. Don't use iPhone. Go to the studio. Just talk to one of your. I mean, we're in school, right? I'm very sure that you could even have friends that are photographers or people that are just learning photography. In fact, some of them might even be willing to volunteer to just take your what's it called, maybe because they're trying to practice their editing skills and all of that, right? So just talk to somebody, get a headshot. I don't think it should cost more than 5,000 naira, right? So just get a headshot. I mean, if you're doing data and all of that, you're probably going to spend more than that, right? It is very important because it affects how people perceive you. I always talk about the perception currency, like how people perceive you, because that's like a currency that you're the one that you have to be intentional about it, but people are going to make decisions about you based on that perception currency, like based on the kind of perception that people have about you. That's the kind of decisions that they will make about you in that regard. So it's possible that you are very deserving of certain kind of opportunities, but you're not getting those opportunities not because you're not able to, you're not able to do those things, or you don't have the capacity to do those things, but people don't perceive you as somebody that can actually do that for them. You get my point? So that's very important. I always say something like, if you think about the fastest runner in the world, Usain Bolt, that's what many of us would say, right? But do you know that it's very, very possible that there are people around the world who are faster than Usain Bolt? Has anybody ever thought about that? Right? There are people who are, maybe even in Nigeria, maybe there's somebody that is actually faster than Usain Bolt, but because that person has most likely never been on that global stage, on that platform where they are perceived to be a fast runner, nobody is going to believe that they're fast, right? Nobody is going to like invite them for interviews on, oh, how can we, like, when we're talking about athletics and all of that, nobody's going to interview them. If they're giving awards, nobody's going to give them awards, even though they are faster than Usain Bolt, right? What I am saying is that people are going to make decisions based on how they perceive you. That's why you want to be very intentional about what you put out there about yourself, especially on these kind of platforms, right? So you want to get a headshot, please. Don't get a picture where you are like giving some poses and all of that, just took in one background. No, it says a lot, please. It says so much about you. So you want to be very intentional about that, right? Now, there's this about section, right, where you can also talk about some of the things that you do or some of the things that you are currently interested in and all of that. Maybe you want to expatiate more on that. You get, so this is the section where you get to like talk about it, right? So you get the opportunity to talk about, okay, maybe some of the things that you've done and all of that, and it just really gives you an opportunity to talk more about yourself, right? Now, another thing is there's this featured what's called, so you can all actually feature maybe some of your posts. Maybe you made a post that really what's called, maybe went viral, or something that was very inspiring, like to people. You want to feature it, like just like let me try to, this is if I want to add something, right? But if I want to edit it, you see, so I'm just going to, like, I could delete this, for example. I could just delete it. I could delete this. I could delete this, right? I could delete, I could edit, I could edit, that kind of thing. So you want to be very intentional about like what you feature as well. Like you want to be very, very intentional about it, right? Because these things, like I said, trust me, these things matter. Okay, maybe I should try to show us. Okay, this was when I put out the exemplars, what's called then. Network is okay. So okay, can somebody see like the impressions? 22,993 impressions, right? That's something that you most likely might not be able to get easily, to be honest, on many platforms. Trust me, right? Especially except you have a very large following. Maybe on IG you have like 200k followers, But I'm just kidding. But what I'm saying is that it's usually difficult to get that kind of impression on other social media platforms, right? And it also depends on what you're doing, though. I mean, some things attract. If you're doing comedy and all of that, it's easier to get what's called for those kind of things. So what I'm saying is that you want to be very intentional. Just feature some things. Just include some things, right? Just include some things, right? Those things really Those things really help. Those things really help. Those things really help. Those things really, trust me. Those things really help. Just look at the number of reposts, like 57 reposts. Some people get more than this. Some people get like 150 something reposts and all of that. Depends on how, people resonate with what you're posting and people, how much network you also have, right? So this is what I'm talking about, right? So this is like the featured, what's it called? It just gives people, oh wow, this guy is doing this guy is doing that. Because trust me, when you want network, because LinkedIn is also a very good networking platform, right? You want to show that you're also a person of value. Trust me, what I've come to discover in my networking journey is that everybody wants to network with somebody that they consider valuable, right? They want to network with somebody that they consider valuable, right? Nobody wants to network with somebody that is valuable, but it is only them that they know. Do you get the gist? Like, they are the only ones that they know that they're actually valuable. Nobody knows that they are valuable, right? So you want to be intentional about talking about, okay, like some of the things that you've done and all of that. It's very important. So the experience section is where you could just put out some of the things that maybe some of the volunteering experiences that you have or that you're currently a part of and all of that. Maybe the organization that you volunteer for in the past. If you're still a student, right, you could put all of those things in your experience section. It helps. It helps. It helps. It helps. It helps. It really helps, right? So you want to put that as well. And don't just put, I see a lot of people, so I just put, oh, for example, Men's Diana Award, they don't say anything, right? Look at this. I was detailed. I like, okay, the Diana Award is the highest accolade. So anybody that doesn't even know Diana Award have a glimpse into, okay, what the Diana Award is like. And then, okay, this is my brand, Crest Consulting. Or these are some of the things that I do there as the lead consultant. Then I served as programs coordinator for Technical Office on Infectious and Communicable Disease last year. And I just put like some of the, what's it called? Like on LinkedIn, evidence must be, you must put evidence. You don't just want to say that you did this. People don't, there's nothing. No, you want to put evidence, like maybe a picture of a flyer and all of that. Right. So some of the programs that I organized, then I put it there, like the flyers and all that. Right. I also served as director of capacity building at there's also Howard Sharon Foundation is also an arm of NIMSA, Nigerian Medical Center Association. I put it there. I also said as local officer for Technical Office on Cancer Awareness and Advocacy. And I remember that on that day, I organized a, what's it called? I organized a campaign, kind of like an outreach kind of thing on that day, right? And I put like some of the pictures. Can you see? Like I put some of the pictures because people have to say that, oh, you actually do these things. It's not like you are saying that you did it and then you did when you didn't actually do it. You get my point. So like stuff like that, I like these are just some of the things that I put on my what's called because okay, these are something I've done and all that, and I just put them on my LinkedIn platform, right? So so everybody starts from there, really. Everybody starts from there. I've been privileged to co-organize TEDx in my school twice. I try to say it's the first TEDx in my school, and we had speakers like Sunil Okoya, we had speakers like, because the thing is that when you're just getting started as well, people want to, part of the things that I call something reputational currency, right? Part of the things people also look out for is that, okay, who are the people that you're associated with? Who are the people that you worked with, right? So, people are able to trust you more. You get more credibility when people say, oh, you work with this person. Have people like Apoko, well, who came for the event and all of that. So you want to put there, right? You really, really want to put all of those things there. So people are going to check out all of those things. And trust me, like I said, perception current, that could affect, how people perceive you and all of that. So when I served as direct team lead, I also served as co-lead, team lead for sponsorship partnerships both times. So I just put like some of our what's called sponsors and all that. I just put it there. So I also did what's called for Leap Africa. I did this for Uvo Foundation. Of course, I don't have pictures here, but I think I will do that because I think they've sent pictures to me. So I did that as well. I led this project. That's about that. So what I'm just saying is that you want to put out all of these things so that people can know that. So when you're saying that, oh, like you did this, people are not going to, because a lot of people just like pick things on LinkedIn because they feel like, oh, LinkedIn just, package yourself and all of that without evidence, right? And by the time, and let me tell you something, guys, it helps many times. I know that. I mean, if you're talking about LinkedIn, we're talking about positioning ourselves, branding ourselves well, so that we're able to attract the opportunities that we deserve, right? But I want to tell you that no matter how branded you are, if you don't do the work, if you don't actually immerse yourself into these things, trust me, when the opportunities come, you're most likely going to mess it up, right? Because you were never prepared for the opportunity. You were just like, you just branded yourself. You get. So recently, I just like, it wasn't like I put out a call. I just spoke with one of my friends. I needed someone. I needed like this kind of person to join my projects and all of that. And like, can I get somebody? And then a lot of people started reaching out to me. And there was this guy that I just spoke with very briefly. And then it sounded very confident. I love this confidence and all of that. I was like, wow, this is good. And because I kind of knew the guy before then, so I was like, this guy should be able to do this. And then I just brought him on the project and we started. The project was supposed to span for like a bit of time. And then the first day, the first day where it was like, the guy just came to my ear that I can't do it. Like, he was just very plain with me. Like, he said he cannot. Like, he had spent so many hours trying to figure out he could not. He could not, right? So what am I trying to say? As much as we're trying to brand ourselves and optimize our LinkedIn profile, you want to really do the work, guys. That's the best way. That's the sustainable way. Don't jump processes. Do the work. Like, really, really actually do the work. Immerse yourself in it, so that by the time you put out things on your LinkedIn profile and then you get opportunities. The other time when I was talking about the interview that I had, like for 1 hour, this guy was drilling me. Like, he was drilling me. But every time he was asking me questions, honestly, I was smiling. I'm not even like, I was just smiling because I was like in my mind, if I had more time, like I would just be going and I'll not just be talking like, oh, I'm passionate. I mean, those kind of things. I would just be going and just be giving him evidence of why I'm deserving of that opportunity. Right. So it is always good when you actually do the work, right? When you immerse yourself as you're volunteering, don't just be part of the people that will just volunteer and just take pictures that will not do anything. They don't understand even the problem that they are volunteering for, the cause that they're volunteering for. Don't know anything about it. They just like did something, because to eventually tell. So my encouragement is that, as much as we're trying to optimize our profile and all of that, it's very good to like also put in the work. Right now, I want to quickly do something. Right, there's something we call the Boolean search. Right, it's something we call the Boolean search. Now, the Boolean search, the thing about the Boolean search is that you can check out anybody. Like, you can streamline your search and check out people. You can even do it. Maybe you're trying to get a job or something, but also like maybe do something like that. So let me say let's assume that I'm trying to check somebody that is in Oxford University, right? So I'm going to type like Oxford University, and somebody that is in Oxford University but is in Nigeria. So I'm going to put like and I'm going to type like Nigeria. Then let's say somebody that is maybe like, what's the name of okay, let's say Nnamdi Azikiwe. Am I correct with this Azikiwe like this? So let's say that I'm trying to like check somebody that is in Oxford, because many times, like I said, we have dreams and then we're like, oh, can I get somebody that like has this kind of experience or can help me and all of that. So now I could just, okay, this is Ifani. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. Right. So this person definitely has something Oxford on their profile. That's why they appeared. Right. So let's see if they've done something in Oxford. Okay, let me go to the education section. So okay, they've been to Harvard. Can you see University of Oxford? So we went for like summer school. University of Oxford did a short course. University of Oxford, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, went Harvard Kennedy School. Okay, Harvard. Okay, School of Public Health and all that. You see what I'm trying to say? So you can do something like that to maybe reach somebody that you like want to mentor you or something. So when you do that, when you search something like that, you could go to this contact info. Well, most big people would not drop their email like that. But some people are just generous, honestly, and they'll just drop it, right? So this person just drops his own websites and his portfolio. So you could even check his portfolio and see some of the things that he has done in the past. Right. So, I mean, let me do Harvard. let me do Harvard and let me say University of Ibadan, right? University of Ibadan. Okay, so this is one person. This is one person. Healthcare, health consulting, research, investment banking. You know, let's see if they've been to. They did a course in Harvard. It's not like they went to Harvard per se. Let's check somebody else. Let's check Tayo Patayo. Let's see if he's gone to Harvard. You know, because I feel like we should also talk about. I know that this is not exactly like optimization thing, but I feel like these things will also really help. So let's see. So he did like he has some what's called in Harvard as well. I'm looking for somebody that really okay. He also did like what's called in Cambridge. I'm looking for somebody that did what's it called in Harvard, not like summer school or short course. I'm looking for somebody that like really you know like schooled there from University of Ibadan. So if you keep checking like that, right, you're going to find a lot of options. So let me just check again. So another thing is I could just come to this like people, right? And sometimes I could just like choose locations like maybe Nigeria, you know. So you could do stuff like that. So just to streamline your research, right? So this is also somebody else, you know. So what I'm saying is that you could also like do this. Just check their contact info, send them a mail, shoot them a mail. Like shoot people mails, really. Like shoot them mails. Nothing is gonna happen. The worst is that they will not respond. They will not even scold you, trust me. It's the worst that they will not respond, right? Nobody's gonna say, oh, what's it called before you send them a mail or anything. You get so you could just try that and trust me, you're gonna find a lot of exciting people that probably have things to do related to your career, right? So that's about that. Then like there are a lot of what's it called? Because of time, we can't exactly like say or do too much tonight. But there are a lot of things you could include your skills. You could a lot of things that you could do unnecessarily. So I think for now, I think I'll just pause there so that if we have questions, we'll just take them and address those questions. So thank you very much, everybody.
Wow, wow. Thank you very much, Mr. Praise. That was a lot. That was a lot. You also got to know the importance of having accounts. Okay, a very quick one. But before people can go on with your question, please, I would like if you can make it clear because we are expected to have students here and young professionals. Okay, for a student that's just starting off, maybe the person does not have um enough experiences to put like how does this person be able to optimize this LinkedIn? And then for a young professional that has not done so much, maybe just graduated like a year ago, probably maybe doing internship or NYSC as the case may be. Okay, you know there is this aura that comes with LinkedIn. I don't know if anyone here has experienced it. You know, when you start or when you start newly, it looks as though you don't know what you are doing because you get see every day you keep seeing people that are succeeding in their various field. So if you're not careful at that point, you will feel okay, useless. Let me use the word useless. Okay, you feel intimidated as well. Okay, how what would be your advice for this set of people? First for the students here, and then for the young professional that just starting up, how do they optimize and how do you advise them to stay consistent till they build till they make it? Let me I hope that makes sense. Yeah, but do you understand my question?
Yes, perfectly, perfectly. Thank you very much for your question, Chisom. So what I would say, to be very honest, what I would say is that I think that it's just like how do I explain this now? It's just like we're trying to what's it called? Want to give somebody like we're expecting our God's visitor, right, in our house, and then want to like give them food, right? Let's assume that we don't have like rice in the house, but we have like fine plates and all of that. And then this person comes and then we give them like the fine plates and all of that. The truth is that by the time this person opens the fine plates or checks what's inside, whether in our house or when they get back home, they're going to see that there's really nothing in the plate. What I'm saying is that, like I said, it is work that is sustainable. In fact, platform is not sustainable. It is work that is sustainable, right? It is. So what I always recommend is that, honestly speaking, if you're just getting started, just look out for, okay, what exactly are you interested in, right? And yes, it's possible that when you get started, you have a lot of things that you're interested in, or you don't even know what you're interested in, right? But I mean, there are a lot of things that you could explore, even if you're not sure. Just explore. Okay, they are volunteering somewhere. Just volunteer, like just join them, right? Till date, I still volunteer. I don't think I want to stop volunteering, because honestly, when I just think about what volunteering has done for me and all of that, I don't think I even want to stop. I don't think I can even stop. So what I'm saying is that volunteer, right? Gain experience. And anytime you volunteer, maybe the other time when I said that I organized an outreach like on World Cancer Day last year. So that kind of thing, just like when you're done, just put it on LinkedIn, right? Oh, today was it called? Today, February, what's today's date? So February 9, 2025, I was part of the team that organized the campaign to mark the World Cancer Day, right? Cancer is one of the non-communicable diseases that we have. And then, non-communicable diseases form about 71%, contribute about 71% of death globally, right? And cancer is the second leading cause of death, right? So we have cardiovascular diseases, we have cancers next, do you get? And then you could talk about maybe some of the things that you did, maybe you talk to them about, the risk factors and all of that, just put it out there. And then, like, before you know it, just be consistent. I've seen a lot of people who just came on links, and then because they just, anytime they do stuff, they just post on links and they talk about what they did or what they were part of. And then before you know it, 500 followers, before you know it, 1,000 followers, before you know it, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Do you get? So it's just about finding something and just like talking about it. And that's one thing I also want to emphasize. A lot of people are actually doing incredible things that they think is small or is little, but it's actually a lot, right? It's actually a lot. I've seen how that a lot of Nigerians are doing fantastic stuff, but they don't talk about it, right? Maybe I know somebody that's on, what's it called? On Valentine's Day. That was some days ago. She just cooked, right? She cooked food, like, a lot of food, and then she shared to people like randomly, right, in an undeserved community. And then she just did that. I mean, that kind of, you go just post on links and say, oh, I mean, find a way to link it to Zero Hunger or something. People are going to appreciate what you're doing, because Zero Hunger resonates with everybody on a global level. You get what I'm trying to say? Cancer resonates with everybody. Everybody knows how there's something like, so people will react and all of that. And then starts by connecting with people that your friends, right? Encourage each other, right? Another thing is that when you're on the platform, to you to engage posts when you're just starting, engage posts, you will see that people too, especially Nigerians, we have that stuff. Once people do stuff for, it's just like when your friend is celebrating birthday and you turn up, the person who wants to turn off your own birthday. If your friend celebrates birthday and you give them a gift, the person wants to also give you a gift. It's just like maybe an African thing, you get. So I would say that start volunteering. Honestly, that's just it, because if you don't do all of those things, there's nothing to optimize, to be very honest. Like, there's really nothing to optimize. It's just like accepting the path to solving any problem is that, number one, identifying the problem. Number two is accepting that you have the problem. Number three is now, like trying to like solve the problem and all that. I'll give you a very good example. Some people, like, maybe they go to the hospital and then they are diagnosed of maybe a chronic disease, and then they tell them, right, it is in your hospital that the problem is identified. They might not even know that they had that problem. And then after the doctor tells that you have CKD and all that, and they're like, no, God forbid, they don't have it and all of that. They've not accepted that they have that problem, right? So if they don't accept that they have that problem, they are not going to find a way to solve it. Now, This, like the fact that, oh, you're just getting started, you don't have enough experience, is not exactly a problem per se, right? I was just trying to give an illustration. Just accept that, okay, this is where I am. I don't have much experience. Like, you'll be able to identify that. Now accept it, right? Now start to work from where you have to where you want to be, right? Honestly, that's just what I would say. But like I said, the sustainable thing is just like do the work, like start doing something and put it out there. So that would be my response to that. How about was able to answer your question?
Yes, thank you very much. So, guys, you already heard, for students, you have to learn to volunteer. Not just students, even the young professionals, you will learn to volunteer. And also, something I would like to add is, if you have, just you said that earlier though, if you have someone, like if you need someone that you're able to identify using maybe the Boolean search like he told us, and you see someone that is in line with what you want to do, you can copy the person's template. Okay, you see how the person has been doing. If you're not yet there, you follow that step, like do it, replicate those things. If it's volunteering, just immerse yourself in volunteering. Volunteering helps a lot. And I'm just adding my voice to his to say that just volunteer. Just volunteer. It helps you to boost your portfolio as well, and equally give you that boldness you need just in case someone reaches out to you for any work or just to be part of anything. Okay. So please, if you have any question, can you raise your hand or you can use the chat section to ask the question. Anyone? Question? You can ask anything bordering LinkedIn optimization. Okay, why we are contemplating with that? Please, okay, we have Mesoma, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, good evening. My question is this. He talked about adding your CV to your profile. So I just joined LinkedIn like recently, so I'm kind of a bit confused in using the app and so. So I don't know which part of the profile, like which part of the profile do you add your CV, like your CV to? No, go and get that part. That's my question. And I would love if you can share the screen and say to me so I will understand better. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Prince, did you get her question?
The Like, I could not really hear clearly. I don't know if you could just help me. I don't know if you got it. You could just help me repeat it, please.
Okay. I couldn't hear clear, but I understood from the little I heard that she's asking about CV. You mentioned adding our CV to the LinkedIn account. So she's asking, is there any particular part of LinkedIn setup that requires the CV? Or is there, I think, Miss Om, am I right? Did I miss something from your question?
Yes, yes, yes. Which part of the profile are you trying to add your CV to?
Okay.
Okay. I think I get it now. I think I get it now. So, yeah, I didn't exactly state that you should add your CV to your profile. I was saying that LinkedIn is the new CV. That's what I said. So LinkedIn is the new CV. And what I was trying to say was that what people do now is that when you're applying for stuff, I'm sure that many of us here have experienced it. When you're applying for stuff, you don't even ask for a CV anymore. They just say link to your LinkedIn profile. That's what they ask. And just paste the link and that's it. Right. So that was why I said LinkedIn is your new CV. And I was also saying that when I had the interview that I talked about, I did not know the person was even checking my LinkedIn profile as well, having the interview. And so the person was checking my profile and saying, oh, okay, what has this guy done? Is he really true? And all of that. That was what I meant, right? When I said, so what I meant was that LinkedIn is the new CV. I didn't exactly say that, oh, you should add your, what's it called? Your LinkedIn to, you should add your CV to your profile. But yes, I mean, it's possible to do that as well. You could add your CV to your profile. I'm going to give an example. So let me just share my screen. I'm coming. Just let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Anybody?
We can.
Yeah, I can see it.
Awesome. So yeah, like I said, it's possible to also do that. So like add, your CV to your profile. And what you do is this. So you just go to this featured section, right? And just click on this plus button and then just go to add media, right? And then can you see it? So you could just add this is a PDF document. So you could just add the document you get, and you can do that, right? You can do that. So you can add your link to your profile. Let me see if I can get somebody. Just give me a minute. I'm trying to get the right name now. Emmanuel. I can't exactly remember his. Can't exactly remember his name. I'm trying to see. Let me. Okay. Let me see if this guy has what's called. You can still see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, so can you see like his featured part, like his featured all the features on his profile? So can I see his CV? So I could just click on it like this and see his CV. So this is his CV. I mean, just can you see exactly? So you see what I was talking about. So I mean, like I said, it's also very possible that you had your CV. So you somebody that added the CV, or some people don't have it, right? So it just depends on what you want. I hope I've been able to answer your question.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you, Mr. Priest. Someone else raised hand initially, but I think she's out now. Please, we are here to entertain questions. More questions can come in. Just raise your hand or use the chat section. Okay, so while we are waiting for people to make up their mind, please, can you permit me to maybe ask like one more question?
That's fine.
Okay. So my question is for someone, I will still go back to someone starting up because I know what it took me to summon the courage to progress a bit. Not that I'm there yet, but when I joined as a student, it wasn't a kind of place. It was more like a toxic place for me. So I was really scared of a lot of things. So I wanted to know, are there portions of this LinkedIn setup, like account setup, that is mandatory? Like at all, you should just have this, have this, have this, and you are good to go. For a student or for anyone at all, are there guidelines? Are there guides how to optimize these things? Like for instance, you mentioned something about the headline, the tags, the taglines. I meant to say, okay, the taglines mentioning about it where he said if Shinali did that, then you're Diana award recipients, stuff like that. Okay, is there a particular thing, like is there things you are supposed to, is there guide on how to go about each of those sessions, from the from the tagline to the about section to experiences to every other session, like every other part of the setup? Are there specific words to use? Are there, like, we want to know, is there any guide at all, or we just do freestyle? Do we freestyle?
Yeah, thank you very much for your question. So, what I would say is this: like for somebody that is just starting, like I said, it might be difficult to have what's it called? It might be difficult to have a variety of options to explore because like one is just getting started, right? And I also had that challenge, like I said, when I was just starting. I just put students and I think I put volunteer and what else? Maybe leadership enthusiasts, that kind of thing. Right. But at least I shall put something there. And then from there, people could still have an idea what I was interested in. You could tell that, oh, this guy will like be interested in volunteering, this guy will be interested in, leadership and all of that. Yet. So I think that if you don't really have a lot of things to put there, I mean, if you're a student, put it there. That you're students, if you're a student of human nutrition, put it like students of human nutrition, right? Interested in what's it called now? I don't know, but interested in maybe wellness consulting or something like that. So just put out something that can give people a glimpse into what you're doing or what you're interested in. Like I said, for me, like right now, because I kind of have like more options to explore. So right now, for me, I do it based on what I'm currently interested in, or what I'm currently trying to attract, right? What I'm currently trying to attract. So that's just what I would say. So what I would say is like for the parts that I feel you should be, I mean, everybody should have a headshot. Trust me. Sounds like everybody should have a headshot. That's very, very fundamental, right? And then you put that those kind of things, like I said, you know, leadership enthusiast. If you're just starting, you could put all of those things. It's fine to be an enthusiast. It's fine to be a novice. It's fine, right? The most important thing is that you're not going to be like that forever. You're not going to stay in that on that level forever, right? So it's fine to be those things. So and then your about section to put something, even if you're a student in a school, or you know, Joy is a student of human nutrition and dietetics at Nnamdi Azikiwe University, and she's currently looking at exploring opportunities in research, innovation, and consulting. Even if that's it, that's something, right? Trust me, that's something. People could have an idea, okay, what you're interested in and all of that, right? And then for the experience, like I said, you just have to start. Like you just have to start building something. You just have to start building something, right? Start building something, start volunteering, and then before you know it, you volunteered for like maybe 2, 3 things. Just add it to your experience section. Another thing you could do is that you could take courses. Take courses. There are a lot of free courses. Just type in Google free courses on dash 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 or da da da. You're going to find a lot of courses, right? Leadership courses, project management, a lot of things, communications. Take like even if it's just one per week, just take one per week, and then like in 1 month you are taking like 4 courses. Add it to licenses and certifications. That's something as well. That's something as well, right? So that's just how it is, really. And then it gets to a point, maybe like where you volunteered and all of that. The people that I volunteered with, those people who led the organization, ask them to write a recommendation for you on LinkedIn. You would have volunteered for maybe like 2 organizations or something. Like, ask them to write a recommendation for you. That's part of the things you get as a volunteer, right? That's why when people say, "Oh, there's no money in volunteering," like a lot of things more than money. Like really, recommendations, all of this, those things could change your life. Trust me, those things could change your life. I would have loved to share maybe a story of something that happened to me, but because of time, maybe I'm just going to what's it called now. So maybe I should just quickly share. So I was applying for something, right? And I already spoke with the person I was going to write my recommendation letter, and she already accepted. In fact, she accepted almost immediately that she was going to write the recommendations. I was very excited about it. That was because I had worked with her and we had done stuff together in the past. And she so So she forgot, right? So I had to remind her, I think a day to day. Like, I don't know. I just said that, let me just be sure. And then I reminded her, oh, she was like, oh wow, she very forgot and all that. And then we're trying to like have a conversation. And then I think maybe she got busy and I could not speak with her. And the deadline was the next morning. Guys, the deadline was 7 a.m. the next morning or 8 a.m. I think it was 8 a.m. the next morning. And as that with this time, last time we spoke was like maybe 2 a.m. or something. She was not online. I tried everything. She was not online. And she was not in the country. So so I was just like, God, what's this? You know, like I mean, I was not blaming her or anything. I was like, why is this happening to me? You know. So I what did I do? I tried to like speak with somebody else around 6 a.m. and the deadline was supposed to close. The deadline was message first. This person was like, oh wow, what can we do? And then 7 a.m. Because the person was in the meeting, 7 a.m. we started writing the recommendation. And all of that. So maybe 2 minutes to the deadline. Like 2 minutes to the deadline. What am I saying? If I had not built a relationship with that person, number one, there will be nothing to write about. Trust me. Because when people are recommending you, they're recommending they're talking about what you've done with them. Because they are putting their reputation on the line. So you must have done something with them. Right. And then nobody's going to respond to you like that. Oh, I mean, I messaged 6 a.m. and then I needed something before 8 a.m. The person even had the meeting. You get. So what I'm saying is that, these things, you could also leverage some of these things. So that would be my response to that. I hope that provides some clarity.
All right, thank you very much. We
Can I
have
ask you
few
a
hands up.
question?
We have few hands up, and we also have few questions in the chat session. Okay, please, Chino. So please, can you unmute yourself and
Okay, I don't have question per se, but thank you, Praise, for anchoring the session with us. However, I wanted to contribute on the aspect of what Chisom asked earlier. The thing about LinkedIn is that I'm just going to be brief about it. Is that first off, don't get everything all figured out, okay? Because when you try to get that, you'll be depressed. Because you want to, oh, what is happening here? I don't understand. What is going on? First off, you may want to start, attending programs, trainings to know what the platform is all about, or you even research or go to YouTube and just have a background knowledge. And then start with what you have. Let's say you're a student now, you are interested in health, you want to, there are things you already have in mind, or you're a volunteer, you want to be volunteering. It's a good way to start, even though starting from your schoolwork, you're a course rep, I don't know. I'm just trying to paint a picture here that you don't have to start big. Because personally, when I started LinkedIn, I started as a volunteer in my organization, Brain Builders. So I picked up a role to volunteer as their content creator, which they later changed to social media manager. I was scared because I don't know what it's all about, but I had to go and learn. So, and the platform I was managing at that time was LinkedIn. So I was like, okay, what's this platform all about? But well, it doesn't concern me. So I just come and post for the organization and then I go back. And then over time, I started learning about LinkedIn. And that was how I started. So everybody have a starting point. You as a student or as a young professional, don't go there with the right set of mind, okay? Because by the time you go there are people that have started before you and they are doing exceptionally well. So you choose to have this orientation within you first that, okay, this is the platform. They said, okay, we can grow here, we can learn from people here. Oh, okay, let's start from there. If there's anything you want to share, if there's any training, whatever, you look at what people are doing. Okay, there are people that they joined LinkedIn for a year and they've not made any posts. So that's why I'm making this point. Don't be oppressed. Don't be feeling like, oh, I have not started anything. I don't even know where to start. This LinkedIn platform is not for me. If you start having that mindset, trust me, you will not win. Okay, so whatever you are, you have, just start with it. It doesn't matter whether you've taken courses, you've just start with it. With time, you'll be getting clarity. Maybe you can start with the World International Day celebration. Okay, you're a student. Okay, what are they celebrating today? You're a health student. Okay, is World Cancer Day. You join outreach, whatever. Just your eye as a student, you have your ears have to be open, your connections, whatever you have. So whenever they have any outreach or maybe classes or all this training whatsoever, just start building from there. A lot of people from my platform, they ask, Charity, I don't have experience, so where will I start from? You people say we should start LinkedIn. How will I manage LinkedIn? It's not a big platform. It's something that when you start from where you are, you improve over time, and you identifying yourself and having that clarity of mind that I am here to grow and learn from people. It sets that breeding ground for you. You understand? You'll be able to see what other people are doing and follow in that side. Let's say, for example, you have interest in mental health. First of all, you use the search button. That is why it's there. You can search for organizations that organizations on mental health. Okay, or maybe different things. I can't really picture things for now. So you start following them. Applications, if you see any application, voluntary opportunity, you apply. So as you are doing that, you are understanding the system. If you feel like posting, you see the pattern people have used, and you keep trying and trying. There's no one size fits for all process in this LinkedIn stuff. You cannot say, okay, this is how it is, you follow that method. You just keep learning. Sometimes I tell myself that, are you sure I'm not going to have one book to be documenting things that I'm learning from this LinkedIn? You may not post, but you'll be learning. Over time, you implement. So that's all my side. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. So for the charge. Okay, thank you so much. That was beautiful. I mean, I also learned from it. And
You're welcome.
he answered the question, my next question. Please, Kirian Mofoke, please, can you mute your mic?
I'm sorry, I might not be able to take more questions. Maybe just one more because I have another meeting.
All right. So, Abigail Obong, please, you can go on with your question.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, so the truth is I'm quite new on LinkedIn and I don't really know how to utilize the platform. Sorry to say, but I think I've lost about 2 accounts already. So I don't know. I think it has to do with is it a problem with personal, that verification? And I've tried. I'm not always able to verify it. So I don't know what's going on. I didn't join this meeting on time, so I was having issues with network. I don't know if that was already addressed. So I'll just like the speaker to throw more light on that and how I can figure it out, how I can help to correct that, please. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Abigail, for the question. Mr. Praise, did you get our question?
Yes, I got the question. So I think when I started, I think I also had a similar challenge back then. Although it's been a long time, if I'll be honest, it's been a very, very long time. So, but I think that many times, what usually happens is that when it could be due to a couple of reasons. It could be due to the fact that, okay, maybe they're asking to confirm something, maybe your identity, maybe ask you to like, maybe you are providing details that they cannot verify. Maybe you put an email that is not correct and all that, and they are unable to verify those things, right? It could be one of the reasons, right? It could be like, maybe the fact that they detect an unusual activity, right? So many times, if you just open an account like that, it might help to not to not log in the account from a lot of devices, right? Because if sometimes the systems suspect that you're logging in from this device, that device, and all that, they could just like they could just you could lose the what's it called because of that, right? So that could also be that could also be a reason, right? So another thing is if they feel like okay, maybe these accounts, maybe they are not sure if it's like hacked or maybe somebody else is claiming to be somebody is using the account, right? Somebody else, right? It could also affect. So what I would say is that when you open an account like that, number one, as much as possible, provide more like many details, like put your picture. That's very important. Like put picture, do you get like put your picture there, put your email there, right? And like add a few things that you can add. Just make it quite there's a way that I think it happens on Facebook. So when you see some accounts, you just know that you're suspecting the account. So the way we also suspect accounts, the way the platform also suspects accounts sometimes. So you could like just put like those details, um most of the time, more often than not, people who have their accounts, like who they have like profile picture and all of that, you rarely see that kind of thing happen, right? So I think that's what you can do. It could, like I said, it could be due to different reasons. So I'm not sure what exactly could be the reason why it's happening, but those are some of the things I feel could be the reason why it's happening. So that'll be it for my end. And thank you very much, everybody, for tonight. And thank you to the thank you for the leadership as well. I had a nice time. I just have to leave now. I'm really sorry. If there are other questions, if it's possible that maybe I get them on WhatsApp, I could maybe send voice notes to answer those questions. But I really have to leave now. I'm really sorry. So thank you very much, everybody. Just have a great night.
Thank you very much, Mr. Breeze. Thank you. The time is fast spent already, so you understand. Thank you so much. Okay, so guys, we still have questions. Abigail, I don't know if your question was answered.
Yes.
Okay, so you got the line of thought he had. There
Yes.
could there could be there could be many reasons for that. One, maybe you are not applying the right format. Maybe you are not using um profile picture for that, maybe for the initial time, because then LinkedIn too, I think for some reason they're very skeptical about people's identity. So they're very high on verification. So if there's anything that will trigger maybe some sensitive information, they would like to hold on. They wouldn't like to let go easily. That is one. Also, you could check the email address you are using. Make sure that it's something that is accessible, so that if the case of sending you a code for KYC, you can easily trace that. Okay. Then if you try again and you feel it has not been sorted, you can reach out to us anywhere on WhatsApp or on LinkedIn. Then we can support you from there. Okay. Then the question in the chat session, Glory was asking clarity on the Boolean search. Okay. What he said about that is that if you have any interest in maybe someone's status, or maybe any interest like in a field, for instance, if you're a pharmacist, maybe you want to know somebody, you want to get someone that's into drug design or stuff like that. Okay, or maybe you're just searching someone maybe in Harvard University, or just any interest at all, you use the search bar. Okay, the Boolean there search is and, like capital AND, or or that is OR. So those are the Boolean terms. Okay, when you say and, maybe somebody that you want somebody that works in Harvard, that studies in Harvard University, and then maybe the person is a microbiologist, and the person is also interested in data analytics. So you can say Harvard University and what did I say? Microbiology and data analytics. Okay, search. Okay, that is when you maybe see suggestion of someone in that line. Okay, I don't know if you got it. Glory, are you here? Glory, can you hear me? Oh, I think she's away. Okay,
Yeah, she
but
got
that,
my.
did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is about the Boolean search. Then if you want to use or as well, the same thing. Maybe you're not interested maybe in one thing. Maybe you are looking for somebody that's into research in UI, that is University of Ibadan, and or maybe other person that is in another university. You can just put researcher at UI or a researcher at maybe another university like that. So these are the Boolean searches. It works not just in LinkedIn, it works every in with any search engine. Okay. Then Nana Elijah was asking about the professional link, like what and what you need for the professional LinkedIn account. And we'll be wrapping up with this question. Okay, one thing you have to have first to have a professional LinkedIn account, like the speaker said, is a professional headshot. Okay, you start from there. A professional, because people would like to they say first impression matters, right? So once they see someone's profile picture, they are like, okay, this person kind of looks interesting, maybe interesting personality. Okay, that was the first thing that attracts them to you. Okay, then you should then optimize, which is what you all talked about this evening. Optimize starting from the head tags, that is the taglines, what and what you're interested in. If you're a student, you know, like you still tell us, just write out, yeah, what you're studying, your interest. Are you interested in volunteering, or just your interest? Just one good thing about these things is you can always tweak it. Like you can come up tomorrow and say, oh no, I'm no longer interested in this, I'm not interested in that, I just change it. So you have the power to, it's not something that remains permanent, you can always edit. Okay, so it's to start off, you can just start off with anything you have, like Miss Charity already said, you start off with what you have. Then over time, as you progress, maybe as you progress in your student level, you gain more experience through volunteering and other stuff, maybe it's online learning as well. You just keep updating. And what can you put out there? Although LinkedIn is a professional account, is a professional media platform, okay, but there is need for human touch, right? So you can as well put out some personal things about you. I know there are people that maybe go to church on Sundays and be like, okay, today's church, talk. You just say something. People are not only watching your professional aspect, they're also seeing, looking at, like, we want to know what it feels like for you, life after, maybe outside your profession. Okay, like those are into professional work, or they want to know what life is like for you outside that too. So they get to interact, they get attracted to your personality, not just what you put out there. Okay, that is why you can as well put your personal stuff. Maybe you join a volunteering campaign, or whatever that you're doing at all. Just make sure that you're not diverging too much, you're not sharing too much, maybe your sensitive information, you're not diverging that a lot, but just try to still maintain touch of professionalism even while you are sharing your personal information. Okay, I think that is what I would like to point out. Then he mentioned recommendation. Okay, if you have worked anywhere, or you are in school, you have your lecturers that you relate so well with, or you feel that they know you to an extent, they can write recommendation for you on LinkedIn. That is also like kind of an authority stake. Like when someone says, okay, this person, a lecturer in so university, put out a recommendation for you, the person will be like, okay, this person to an extent is to be trusted. Okay, then you learn, don't stop learning, just keep learning. If you're a student, you know the maybe some other stuff like soft skill, like you can engage yourself in other stuff that will help you outside school, especially soft skill, where the world is changing now, and it's no longer a matter of what you study or how you study, whether you came out with first class or second class. It's about your contribution. Okay, and this LinkedIn platform is just more of repositioning yourself for that future that you seek. Okay, so this is like giving you the keys on how to prepare yourself for the future that you seek or desire. Okay, so it starts now as a student, it's not late. So you just engage yourself in as much as you can carry, not the one that is beyond your school workload. Then for a young professional, if you're already into the profession already, already working, you can think of maybe skills that can add value to what you're doing currently. It could be data analytics, it could be data science, it could be anything, like something extra. But if you're not very convenient, if you're not very comfortable doing tech stuff, you can just build on already existing career. You can take courses on even LinkedIn. They have LinkedIn Learning where they do some of these courses like soft skill like communication, and other this UN United Nations related courses. Okay, mainly all these soft skills they help a lot. Conflict resolution, stuff like that. You can just take these courses. They don't. Some of them don't even last up to 30 minutes. You get a certification and you add it as well. Okay, and they're all things that boost your portfolio on LinkedIn. And then finally, please don't be discouraged. While you're putting out this thing, LinkedIn is not like Facebook, where maybe you put a picture, someone will like and like, you see like 200 likes, and you're like, oh, I'm so loved. No, LinkedIn is a different platform. It's a profession. In fact, makes it look as though people out there are too serious, but they are not. I think they just want to get used to seeing you often before they get comfortable to give you a like. So you may put out a post and you see about 250 impressions, but then zero like or maybe one or two. You feel like, these people. No, don't measure your progress by the number of likes. Just be consistent. So I by that, once you're consistent, keep doing what you're doing. So long you know that you are on the right track, you are just very okay the way you're doing it, and you are representing yourself. That is your brand, your personal brand. Then don't stop. Over time, you see them warm up because they will have seen, oh, this person has been consistent. And also it tells them that if I'm going to employ this person tomorrow, I know this person is capable, because if you're able to deal with low patronage at that early stage and you didn't give up, it means that you are someone that is worth working with. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us this second section of the program by Opportunity for Zikite. We hope you also follow us on all social media platforms, particularly our LinkedIn on Opportunity for Zikite. Please, guys, once you open for those that have not joined LinkedIn, kindly open the account. Start today. Start today. Don't procrastinate any further. Start today. Those are already there on the platform. Follow us on Opportunities for Zikite. And if you also put out a post, give us a like so that we can reach as many people as possible. And finally, you may not need to exit the group. That is the WhatsApp group you are on, because subsequently maybe coming up with more enlightening programs like this so that we all can get involved and grow together. Thank you very much for having us on today's platform. Wish you a lovely night rest and do take care.
All right, thank you so much, Isom. Thank you so much. In fact, you did justice to the whole summary of the program. Thank you so much for attending, for staying true to the end. We appreciate. Please do well to reach out to us. We have our common groups like in the WhatsApp where we can attend to you. If we have any question, we can attend to you. Maybe you've not started up with your LinkedIn optimization. We are here to help you. So it's good you start from somewhere, just like she has mentioned, and keep growing. Over time, you gain clarity. You will know what you want. Somebody was even asking me in my DM that how will you know that you have reached that professional level? It's a progressive something, because by the time you keep growing, when you hear brand, you think that okay, I must be selling something. No, your personal name, what you stand for. By the time you are confident with your postings, you've built reasonable connections, and in fact, you will know, inside of you we know that yes, Charity, you are really growing. You are building audience, you are partnering with people, you are knowing a lot of people through this platform. That way you know that you are really growing, and it starts with a baby steps. Don't be discouraged that nobody is liking my post or I'm not. No, just be purpose driven. Okay, look at what people in your field, what are they doing? How do I fit in? What ideas am I bringing to the table? So no matter how old it is, you can rebrand it, right, and bring it on, and it will, and then having a connection will help you. Let's say a group of friends. I do encourage people in my platform that whenever you see your friend post on LinkedIn, please react. You know, if you react, it is not, you are not patronizing the person, but you are helping that person reach out to lots of audience. You know, if you're a quiet person, you don't talk, you are or really a reserved person, it's not an excuse. Okay, you could communicate it, you could join groups and let them know, you let them know. That's how you grow. And when people engage you, the real people, the real connections or connectors, they will locate you. So don't be, like she said, just prepare your mind and get ready. It's an interesting platform that could change anybody's life. You know, you never can tell. There are people that have benefited in one way or the other. Like, I don't know if you people know Emmanuel Nduka. I heard the story, one of Tony Elumelu's mentees. I heard the story one day. I was so wild. So if you admire anybody on LinkedIn along the line, give that person shout out. You never know where your breakthrough can come. But most importantly, join with the right set of mind, join with the right mindset. It's going to help you along the line. Thank you so much for coming, and we appreciate. We pray that our record won't be so much distant lengthy for us, but it's worth it, right? Thank you so much, Chisom Perpetual. You really did well. Thank you, every other person. Oba Chidera, Chinemerem, Eze, Miguel, Wana, Elijah, Chinaza, Okechukwu, and 4 others. Onyechukwu, we are grateful. Thank you for gracing this program. All right. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Hello, Ken. Have you done